There's a whole super dolphins, and there's a whole nother one. This is, they're all coming together. Look at this. They're coming together. Oh my goodness. Look at them jumping and just... No way. Never in my whole life.
This is insane.
Never ever in my entire life would I ever think that I'd see something like this.
Where's that whale gone?
He's there.
Looking at 50 or 60 feet per second.
This place was very rebellious.
Now, whether or not you've heard of this discovery before, I want you to think about the fact that nobody talks about this. Why is this information so suppressed? Something that Lotan said that resonates with me is there was nobody there. There was not even a tourist attraction or anything. Dude, if the LGBT community knew, if this was widespread information, and if everybody knew that Sodom and Gomorrah was real and God actually wiped out the city, why do archaeologists not look into this? What are they looking at? If they're not looking at this, where it's directly in your face, what are they actually spending their time on? Lotan said there's nobody there. Dude, this thing has been discovered since 1990. That's 31 years ago. Come on. There's no archaeologists in Sodom and Gomorrah with all this video evidence after 31 years. That's the world we live in. The truth is suppressed.
Everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in God.
So, the world won't share it. The Christians won't share it because when they point it back to Ron Wyatt, they'll say, oh, Seventh-day Adventists will get everybody entangled into this false doctrine of Seventh-day Adventism. So the Christians don't share it, the world doesn't share it, and it just sits there. If you're interested in watching any of those videos that I just gave you a sample of in full length, I'll put the links in the video description of this video. Feel free to research those and watch those in your own time. They're all really, really good. Some of those documentaries are very informative. And keep in mind, as you watch all of these, that none of these documentaries would even exist if God did not use this one man to bring them to light. As you can see, I mean, that's just not a natural coral formation. There shouldn't be any coral at all in this area because there's nothing for it to grow on. But if there was a bunch of chariots down there rotting away, coral would definitely be growing on them. So, as you can see, I mean, that's clearly a chariot wheel. This is pretty clearly a chariot wheel. On the right side is giving you like an illustration, but I mean, you can even without the illustration, you can see. I mean, it just gets more and more obvious. Like, what is that coral doing? That's obviously something sticking out, like an axle. That's just not normal. I mean, come on. Like, what do you think that is? There's also a gold one found, and I mean, if you don't think that's a chariot wheel, I don't know what to tell you. That's a chariot wheel.
The premier find here at the crossing site is this gold veneer that was left behind from a 4-spoke chariot wheel. The Bible tells us there were 600 choice chariots used in the chase of the children of Israel. This artifact was left behind at a depth of 200 feet. Since specialized equipment would be necessary to raise it to the surface, today it is still in the location where it was found.
Because when Dad first did the cameras, I don't think we even had the scuba gear yet, did we? I think we were just
our
snorkeling
first
out
trip,
the first
we didn't
time.
really find it. Except we found the spot where we thought that it was.
But when we actually did go scuba diving, Dad bought 2 little underwater Kodak cameras. And that's what the underwater pictures were taken with. I took a picture of 3 different wheels. The golden chariot wheel picture got drowned in one of the cameras. And the other camera had a bunch of chariot wheels, but not the gold one.
Me and Ronnie went down and touched.
We touched the gold chariot wheel.
How deep was that?
Somewhere around 180 feet.
Yeah, it was
Right around there.
like Ronnie said earlier. We were swimming about 30, 35 feet where you can stay all day, whatever, 32 feet. So we
Then
were up
we
there
would
swimming
go down.
around.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Gemstones are alive. These mini-computers, partly responsible for missing 411 portal phenomenon, and used in massive amounts of technology, including your smartphone. But the interesting thought I really want to take you on today is the thought of the New Jerusalem and how it's made of gemstones. 12 gemstones to be exact, the streets of gold. Now, thinking about this from a supercomputer technology standpoint, I'd like you to also consider the ephod that the Old Testament priests wore, and how those same 12 gemstones are the same 12 gemstones in the New Jerusalem. The priests wore the ephod and constantly worked with possible technology like the Ark of the Covenant. Even though the belief that God's Spirit was in there, it still seems to function like technology, superpowered by the Spirit of God. Now, gemstones with their healing properties, aside from being alive or supercomputing technology properties, and aside from being awesome to look at and hold, a thought emerged about what if I could collect all 12 gemstones that the New Jerusalem mentioned and that also the priests had. Would there be some sort of super activation or some sort of unique reaction between all 12? I still want to do that. Even if you look at God's throne in the scriptures, it's made of blue sapphire. You got this lapis lazuli blue gemstone tie-in. Now, whether you're talking about other crystals or gemstones that can offer protection, including EMF protection like shungite, or other gemstones including obsidian, citrine, amethyst, or other types of protection or properties or healing for the body even. Much more than hippie guru nonsense, I'd like you to also think about the 12 crystal skulls, or possibly even 13, and how they can function like a supercomputer, and how people have even felt being around them. What if they were all gathered together? Back to the missing 411 portal concept. When you think of these super mile-wide gemstone geode chunks beneath the earth on ley lines, well, there you go. Concluding with a thought about the New Jerusalem in light of the supercomputer gemstone understanding, this could be a super advanced, beyond Type 6 civilization, beyond 12th dimension, with an entire city that's a smart city made up of these supremely pure, otherworldly gemstones, possibly even connected to these large geode chunks beneath the earth as some sort of computer interface. Thoughts could go on and on. Check out the fascinating world of gemstones. If you haven't heard, there's been a new phase of matter created called a time crystal. If that doesn't sound like some time travel stuff, I don't know what does. And it's being used in quantum computers. We're going to close with a really cool clip about anitropic versus isotropic properties found in gemstones, specifically the 12 of the New Jerusalem.
Now, people have taken jewels and precious stones and cut a very thin slice for microscopic purposes, and then shone cross-polarized light through them to see what happens. Some jewels in pure light, whatever their color to begin with, they may be red, blue, or green, turn into all the colors of the rainbow and the most fantastic patterns. Other precious stones in pure light lose all their color, just go black, look like a lump of coal dust. For example, diamonds in pure light are nothing. Garnets just lose everything.
Emeralds?
No, they keep it.
Oh, good.
There are other stones that are anisotropic and go into these beautiful colors. Now, here's the fascinating thing. The 12 precious stones that God uses to build the New Jerusalem are all anisotropic. In pure light, they are all far more beautiful. And you can just imagine from the picture we've seen on the screen how beautiful the New Jerusalem is going to be.
You know, it's stunning to monitor the media's lack of interest in the whole Maui story. I've been in this business for 30 years. I'm stunned, but I'm not surprised. The incident seems to be the story here, right? But the true story, the media knows it is not allowed to tell. Is it a coincidence that the Maui police chief is the same man who was in charge in Las Vegas during that massacre that killed 58 people? Is it a coincidence that the Maui property, owned by million and billionaires, it wasn't touched by the flames while homes of the locals all burned?
What she fails to also mention is how the media hasn't even once interviewed a grieving parent. Not a single parent looking for their children. Not a single interview with a child. Not a single interview with the schools.
Was it a coincidence that the largest system of outdoor emergency sirens in the world never made a sound as the fire devoured Lahaina? Was it a coincidence that at the same time, very same time, all the water was turned off? Was it a coincidence that police were ordered to block off streets and to funnel all the cars trying to escape? Think about this coincidence. That governor also signed an emergency proclamation on July 17th, 3 weeks before the fire, about housing of all things. Is it a coincidence that the government put up a black fence around Lahaina, or that the FAA grounded all drones from flying over the affected areas? Is it a coincidence that since at least 2011 there have been plans to make Maui the first smart city run by 100% renewable energy? And that it must be a coincidence then that the locals whose homes did not burn are now being evicted from their property. And of course, a total coincidence that all the fact checkers who are checking these facts, who say everything I just told you is just a coincidence, are also owned and run by BlackRock.
The frequencies that would allow us to see the real world are being blocked. Instead, we're locked into the simple three-dimensional existence, but there is much more being withheld from us. If you believe in simulation theory, then these beings are the creators of the simulation. If you're religious, then these beings are demons or jinn. Either way, they're not our friends. But why? Well, when humans were first created, the alien creators learned something. All other animals on Earth are driven by instinct. The instinct to eat, to survive, to reproduce, and that's about it. But when the first humans were given sentience, a byproduct of that sentience was emotion.
Of course, emotion doesn't exactly make us special. One could argue it has become a shackle in our waking life. Humans are still driven by instinct like fear or hunger, like any other animal.
Because humans are now aware of themselves and their existence, they experience the world differently. They experience fear of the future. Humans experience the pleasure of nostalgia for the past. No other animal has this gift, or this curse. Animals kill for survival, but humans kill out of hate. Our alien creators learned that our emotions carry energy, and the creators learned that this energy can be consumed for nourishment. Unfortunately for us, negative emotions are the most nourishing of all. Some have described the alien desire for negative human emotion as a drug addiction. If humans were able to see and understand our true reality, we'd know that our energy, or soul, or spirit, or whatever you want to call it, can move to a higher plane of existence after we die. But instead, the alien creators, addicted to our emotions, keep us here. We're born, we live to feed the creators, then we die. Then we come back and do it all over again. It's forced reincarnation. This process is handled by a piece of equipment that's been called a soul recycler or a soul cube.
This right here is the picture the Chinese lunar probe captured. If you look at it from this far, it doesn't look like much, but once you zoom more in on it, it starts to give an eerie feeling of shock, seeing as how can such an artificial shape be on the moon?
Which is a large box-shaped device that's installed on the moon. The cube watches us and then transmits our energy back to Earth after we die, over and over again, and has been doing so for thousands of years.
Albert Einstein would wear sweatshirts that were dingy and grew rattier over the years. When his wife Elsa would urge him to dress up for important company, Einstein insisted that if the important visitors were coming to see him, they would see him as he was. But if they were coming to see his clothes, Elsa could show them his wardrobe. Einstein broke every known social rule that we kill ourselves to uphold. Nobody talks of his dress sense, but of his contribution to humanity. Don't be carried away by social rules, but strive to uphold your own personal values. Be more like Einstein.
This video is going to cover a secret history that has been lost to mankind. I think now more than ever we need to be able to imagine this history as a possibility. I say it that way because you do not have to believe the information in this video. Not only am I not claiming it as fact, but I'm warning you right now the subject may be touchy for many people. So I just want to make that clear, that this is just a possible reality, not an attempt to force you to believe anything. Do your own research and you may decide for yourself what to believe. We have a specific education that is designed for us, and many of us associate crucial parts of this education with our personality. There's nothing wrong with that, but unfortunately, the rulers that be have a specific agenda at play. This video is not to invoke racism in any way, shape, or form. The purpose is to throw it out, in hopes that it may be useful to all my brothers and sisters, regardless of skin color, that we may see past the boundaries of race or ratios, for we all share the same life, that is light. We have been fed lies in order to keep one thing consistent: identity crisis. This was by design, otherwise, why have we not heard more of the true origin of the name of California? It is named after a magnificent black Moorish queen. By Moor, I mean indigenous enlightened melanated peoples. I don't think our current culture can truly understand how enlightened the indigenous races of these lands were. The prevailing American culture in the youth today revolves around demeaning women, money, and the lust for power. Our ancestors would not only be embarrassed, but disappointed in how lost we have become. Specifically, the indigenous Moors inhabiting what was left of Mu, or what is known in the Spanish legend as the island of California.
Annie here is 2 years old. And it's going up. And it seems like she got her pants stuck.
Ya va, que la estás jalando ahí con algo, la estás jalando ahí con algo.
Vamos.
Toma. Ven, Liani, ven. Cateando, Liani, ven. Álzale, álzale el cartón para que ya salga. Álzale, álzale el cartón. Dale, mi hija. Ven, ven, dale, dale, dale. Por abajo. Álzatelo, álzatelo.
Vente, mi amor, vente.
Venga, venga, agate. Ay, hijo.
Look at the little girl here. And then she got her sweatpants tucked in. It seems like the little girl's gonna pull her in right now. They got her. They got her. Apúrate con la...
Ya.
I was on the boat, then I came back down to Earth. So I can be your daughter.
Oh, that's what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That's when we started to have the first interbreeding occurring that led to blue-eyed, white-skinned people. The only people that actually seem to have been generated by the Earth's own evolution is black people. Those are the only racial types that we have on Earth that you don't see in people that come from other planets, and that makes them very special.
R.
What?
Was.
2.
2.
What?
Light.
Me.
Made.
There you go with that crazy stuff again.
I can't move the paper.
How you gonna move the paper with your mind, London?
But I can move it with my mind.
Let me see, cause I think you're tripping. You not do what the hell? You not doing that. You are not doing. Oh, she is not doing. Oh my baby! Oh, that's scary.
Very troubling where someone can come out of the blue. And we often forget also that agents don't have to be paid. Okay, we use the word agents when we're talking about certain people, you know, sometimes to just do damage to them, but sometimes because it is true. But we have to forget that all agents, in fact, I would argue most of the agents are not paid. They do this because they want to do damage to African people, or they see this as a way to succeed.
It's fat.
Yeah, and you see this group of gullible people who will buy anything, who will buy any kind of lie, buy anything, which will, if I can put it in a nutshell, which will take them away from having to be responsible for being African.
Ooh.
Because when you're running so hard and fast, and most of us are still running at breakneck speed away from anything that's African, away from the African continent, unless Europeans or businesses is over there to exploit them. So we're running away with all of our might from being African. So any theory, anything that creates chaos, which is something that we will follow because it gives us a reason not to have to deal with the reality.
Ashe, peace, love, and light, truth, and chaos. So today we're going to be talking about the rest of the misleading truth that they sit there and want to tell you. Understand. Nibiru, a.k.a. Planet X, a.k.a. what they call Sirius X. Understand. There's no such thing as Sirius X in the Sirius constellation. It's only Sirius A, Sirius B, and Sirius C. Oh, understand, I see a lot of videos going around on all of these platforms. Speaking of, do not sun gaze at noon. Only sun gaze at sunset and sunrise. Stop it. Don't take away Ra's credit like that. Do not take away Ra's credit like that. There's 3 different suns going on right now. There's Khepri, the rising sun. There's Ra, the noonday sun. And there is Atum, the evening sun. They took away the noonday sun and told you don't really look at it like that because that's the sun that you're supposed to be sun gazing at. Now, let's speak on these Anunnaki watchers. You feel me? These Anunnaki watchers, like I said in my past videos, have physical embodiments, right? But they're really trying to get back to these ships so that they can leave because they know that it's over with. You feel me? But again, these physical embodiments have what they call ascension problems, right? Therefore saying they're stuck down here. Truth and chaos. Look here, I refuse to sit here and keep playing mind games with these motherfuckers, bro. You can delete me off of social media. You can text my phone talking crazy. We can get up with each other in war. It don't matter, none of that. But I'm gonna say it like this. This Anunnaki, the ones from above, go rewatch Avatar 1. You see how they was sitting in the ship, right? And they was sitting here able to transfer themselves in them little tubes and put their spirit and their conscious into a body, right? Now check it out. That's what they've been doing. They down here, they got physical embodiments down here too. Bro, they are not on our side, bro. First of all, Shah Jamal fucking agent. Nigga, his ass anky, nigga. His ass wants this shit to keep going on what's going on right now, bro. He wants to trick us, bro, and make everybody believe they're only Anunnaki, nigga. Ain't shit. No, you're not Anunnaki. Everybody down here is not Anunnaki, bro. All of those motherfuckers, bro, that show on the watchers of the AKA Elohim, Anunnaki, look, they were disagreeables. They all wanted this shit for themselves. They all was stuck in pride and egotistical ways, bro. Every single one of these pictures, okay? Now look, when I went to jail, I figured out that my children's mother is fucking Ishtar. Fuck, that's all set up. She lied about the shit. That's why, like, I had to get out of there. She lied about that shit. She set that up on purpose, bro. All of these motherfuckers, bro, They're not here, bro. They're here, but like they're operating from like a whole different dimension or some shit like that, bro. And their spiritual mission is to keep everybody confused, off track, drain you, all of that shit, bro. When the fuck does this nigga when the fuck does Rashad Jamal ever talk about the fucking whatchamacallit? The Netaru, you feel me? The Lumerians, you feel me? The Nubians, bro. All you hear him talk about is Anunnaki this, Anunnaki this, Anunnaki this. That's because he's Enki, bro. Enki. Enki, he's the God creator of wisdom and shit like that. Fuck that. They not even gods because they cheated, bro. They literally cheated. They're only aliens, bro. They're not gods because they cheated, bro. They cheated the evolution process. When you were made, when your soul was made, bro, you had to go through all of the evolution process. Whether you was on Sirius, you feel me, going through your amphibian phase, or you was a reptile and have to go through your reptile phase and keep going until you got to this embodiment of right here. This actual humanoid vessel, because we had all of these different bodies, right, that was all symbolizing some type of animal. Now we have a humanoid vessel, and this nigga, remember, Rashad Jamal even told y'all, bro, before his ass went to so-called jail, bro, his ass said it. Oh, when this shift happens, I'm gonna open me up a portal and I'm gonna go back to Sirius X on y'all ass. Nigga, Sirius X don't even fucking exist on Sirius Constellation, nigga. It's only Sirius A, B, and C, bro. Sirius X is Planet X, aka Nibiru, bro. So when everybody be talking about Nibiru's here to save us, Nibiru's here to save us. No, they're not. No, they're not. They've been infiltrating us, bro. They've been infiltrating us, bro. They literally been infiltrating us, bro. And I'm calling it all out today because I'm tired of seeing how everybody wants to keep drifting towards this Anunnaki is going to save us. No, the Anunnaki is not going to save us, bro. Y'all Nubians, y'all are what they call the Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z, right? Y'all Nubians are what they call the Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z. The Nubians are the people with sickle cell blood in their genes, bro. They are the truth, the new beings, Nubians, new beings. You feel what I'm saying? So therefore telling you right then and there, right there, what type of power y'all possess personally inside y'all body. I'm a Netaru. You feel what I'm saying? We kept doing this shit for ages and ages and ages, bro. That's why they don't like when motherfuckers like us talk, bro. That's why I keep getting blocked off live, bro, because they don't want us to know. They don't want y'all to know the truth, bro. But they let this man, Rashad Jamal, talk all day, all fucking day about this shit, bro, because he's only talking about the Anunnaki. Now think about it. Why all the other countries, who are they warring with right now? They're warring with the Anunnaki. Look, who is all the countries going to war with? Russia's going to war with the Anunnaki. That's why the United States keep trying to go over there. Bro, the only motherfuckers that's in agreement with the Anunnaki right now is our fucking quote-unquote country, bro. Now think about it. This nigga said the Sumerians, right? Because I'm gonna hear somebody coming in the comments about, well, he did say we was Atlanteans. He did. Shut the fuck up. Now look and listen. Bro, when this nigga said the Sumerians came over and fought the Atlanteans, aka us, right? Think about it. If you look up who the Ares god of war, aka, no, look, Sumerian Ares god of war, it's gonna pop up Enki, bro. Now look, I don't know if it's gonna be like 2030, 2028, all of this shit that's going on, but 2023, it adds up to a 7. That's truth. But it's Enki's truth. That's why a lot of motherfuckers are starting to raise their vibrations, shit like that, because they're starting to realize who they is. But they're starting to try to awaken some of their own creations, but don't even realize that the creations are finna go against their ass and fuck their ass up, bro. When he's sitting there talking about we finna fuck y'all up, he's not talking about no motherfucking United States, nigga. He trying to talk about us. He's saying that shit subliminally, nigga. The fuck? How many of y'all keep fucking feeling projections through the phone off certain people like this? And they keep wondering why, man, I be feeling like something's off, but I just don't know. That's because they're trying to confuse us. It's mind manipulation, bro. You gotta attack the crown, bro. They have to keep attacking the crown, because if this crown awakens, bro, it's a wrap, and they know what time it is, bro. Think about that shit, bro. Think about it. Now listen. It's a mind manipulation game, bro. Now, if you think about back in Egypt, hey kitty. Now, if you think about back in Egypt, right? Okay, I posted that for a reason. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Came out of there, I manifested myself, blah, 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 blah. You feel what I'm saying? They infiltrated us again, bro. And again. And again. Think about it. Before Egypt, we...
You
have people like me that's not from Sirius. Stop listening to what everybody tells you. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm from, like, people like me. We're from Mintaka. You feel me? Therefore, saying the Orion constellation. Orion constellation went through a lot of wars. Also, like the Lyran constellation and the Vegan constellation and all the extra constellations that got their home planet destroyed. This is why you see a lot of warriors, a lot of primordial beings down here, because they're also assisting with the war. Now, speaking for my constellation, when it comes down to Mintaka, you feel me? We had a utopian society up there. It was all love, peace, and light. There was no chaos around there. There was no jealousy. There was no stealing. There was none of that. You feel me? Our waters were crystal clear. It wasn't the deep blue waters that they refer to as Sirius. Our waters were crystal clear. So if you have a longing for water, if you love being around water, if water heals you, but if you don't like deep blue water, you might could be from Mintaka if you still resonate what we call sirens, aka the original mer people stem from Mintaka. You feel me? We created the Kami Kamehameha that you see in Dragon Ball Z and extra like that. Not saying that, you feel me, every other constellation didn't have their own abilities and own supernatural gifts too. We all had something we all created and brought forward to the table. You feel me? But like I said before, if you have a longing for water, if you love water, if you love being around that crystal clear glass-like water, you could originally be from Mintaka. You feel me? Mintakas, we have a hard time down here because of the fact of our planet, just like the Lyrans. Therefore, we don't know how to deal with emotion too well. That's one of our missions down here, is to start dealing with emotion. Start learning how to handle our emotions better. Handle the emotion, vibratory rates that's being thrown at us or being dished back out. You feel me?
A lot of people are about to get really mad. A lot of people are about to get defensive over their idols. A lot of people will be so sick to their stomach they don't even know which way to turn, to throw up or make, to shit or to run first, okay? A lot of people are about to be so angry they can't even see straight when you finally realize who you're looking at and what you actually see. A lot of people are so confused and hungry for truth that you're about to be overfull of what you're about to get. I don't give a damn anymore about who doesn't agree. I don't care about the secrets that are hidden. I don't give a damn about who framed who or the reason why somebody faked their death. I don't give a shit. What you fail to realize is I was a child. I've been a trafficking survivor, satanic ritual abuse survivor, MK Ultra survivor, military experiment survivor, CPS survivor, and so many more since 3 months old. Do you honestly think that I give a shit about who framed who and the reason why they did what they did and put me in the middle and played me as tug of war and their punching bag so somebody could get a paycheck? Dead or alive? I don't care. There is nothing that anyone could ever say to me to change my mind on that. My mother's sitting right here. She's my twin. If you haven't seen her, go check out my profile. She's sitting right here. I'm not turning the camera right now because I can't. But yeah, she's my twin. I don't need any more answers. I don't want any more answers. And I changed my last name for a reason. The information that I'm about to give you guys, you think that I want money? You think that I want notoriety? You think that I want fame, fortune, or anything with your last name? I don't fucking care and I don't want it. Never have, never will. What I want is for people to see the truth. What I want is for my friends that have died and for those who are still stuck and for those who are still just as fucking confused as I was to get the hell out of the life that they're in. That's what I want. I want people to stop sleeping and I want people to wake the hell up to reality. That's what I want. I know that we can't save the world and I'm not trying to. But I damn sure will try to do my best to go back for at least one. That was my promise and I will damn sure keep it even though I'm late. I'm late for myself, I'm late for my friends, and I'm about to change that. You guys have sat with us for damn near 2 years, some of you. A lot of you are just walking into this and you're like, I don't even know what's going on. When the first release happens, it is a recap. It's going to help you catch just a little bit up to date of what the hell is happening and what you've missed. The countless times that my pimps have come out of the woodwork. The countless times I've given you guys information just a little bit. And guess what? We get hell. We get ran out of a place. We get ran off the road. We get pulled over state by state by state by the Brotherhood Freemason cops because they know my former last name. And they also know what clients are guilty from the precinct that traffic children. Law enforcement remembers me. So many of them brought the tapes out of my surrogate's closet of me being abused, of my other sisters being abused, of the sexual abuse, of the cleaning agents, and of the medications over the counter that was poured down everybody's throat so you can go to sleep so you wouldn't fight back so hard. People really think that I don't remember because you think that you drugged me enough. You think that you silenced me enough. You think you beat me enough. You think you broke me enough. Nope. I say it a lot, I'm broken. I am. I'm not denying that at all. So many pieces. But y'all about to get cut on these parts. It's your turn. And I'm not promoting or inciting any violence. This whole thing is being recorded for quality insurance purposes. We have been documenting everything since the day that somebody thought that we were stupid. You know, the day that somebody thought they were going to come in my house. They were going to kill my mother and my grandmother. They were going to take out all of my animals and they were going to take me back, which was their plans. I stay always 10 to 20 steps ahead of somebody because I've learned that. I've learned that I can't trust anybody. Anyone. So the only thing that I do, always, because of everything that I've been through, is I always stay ahead of somebody. If I'm asking you a question, I already got my answer. If I'm implying something, I already know what the fuck I'm talking about. If I'm telling you something as a rhetorical question, I'm basically telling you to look out for it. I'm not trying to sound like I know every damn thing, because I don't. I wish I didn't go through the things that I did. And I wish I didn't have the things that I'm capable of to do. I wish that I could go back. I wish my mom that's sitting right next to me got me as a baby, because I wouldn't be the person that I am today. But at the same time, shit needed to happen the way it did. And it needed to play out the way it did. Again, do y'all not realize that if I've been saying time is running out and I'm about to do something, you don't think that I'm going to do it? You think I'm playing with you? You think I'm bluffing? Do you really think I'm bluffing? Honestly. And if you don't know about me, you better find out. Go find out. Do your research. Because I don't want you to take the words that I'm saying and just take them as gold. I don't want you to just take what I'm saying and, oh, Alice said it and Shelly said it, so it gotta be true. No. How the fuck should you trust us? Trust yourself. Do something about what's going on. Do y'all notice that the world is falling apart? More than it ever has. Do you notice that sex trafficking is starting to become a topic? More than it ever has. More than any truth teller that has owned an account for over 5 years will tell you. More than one that collects money from you to tell you that it's for a fundraiser, a Patreon, a membership, subscription fee. Give me $5.99, just a little bit more for the truth. How much information are we giving you? How much of it has actually worked? How much of it has aged well? Compared to who else you know? I'm not honking my own horn, but fucking toot. Auga. Y'all ain't noticed by now? Do you not think that this is not just about sex trafficking? This is more than just about sex. We are not in this car just because of sex. That's the easy part. That was the completely easy part, unfortunately. I took a little long. Too long. What's about to happen, we will not get a moment's rest from. We won't. Once it drops, we will not have a moment of peace. Once it drops, we are in more danger than we are right now. Once it drops, we got a bigger target on our head than we have ever had in our life, because it's the truth. And we gon' actually this time, never, ever, ever does it go my way. Ever. Somebody will always offer something, and then it always backfires when people see the exact truth. It never goes my way. It's never went my way. And now I'm about to make sure that I do anything fucking possible to make sure that y'all know the truth before anything happens to us. It's going my way. And we're running out of time. And the only thing that I gotta ask you is at this point is, what the fuck are you gonna do? All of you. All of you have to make a choice. What are you going to do? And then after you know everything that you could know, after you know the bit that you need to fit together a lot of the puzzle, what are you going to do? What choice are you going to make? Because sitting from your couch and resharing it is not going to do a damn thing. Don't you see that? Putting the responsibility on somebody else and you expecting a white knight in shining armor to come and do something ain't gonna do a damn thing. So what are you gonna do? What choice are you gonna make? What are you gonna say to your children? What are you gonna say to your grandchildren? And if you could, what are you gonna say to yourself if you ever get into a situation like this? Because trafficking has no age preference, it has no sexual preference, it has no religious preference. It ain't got no blood type, it ain't got no skin color. They don't give a shit about ethnicity. So by the time you finish picking apart the wars that don't matter, like I didn't get my vaccine. And Black Lives Matter, but Mexican Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, but all lives matter. And by the time you're done with all that shit, there's still a black child that's still being sex trafficked, tortured, abused, and raped. There's still a white child that's been nibbled on like chicken. There's still a Mexican child that's being sold across the border. There's still an Indian child that's being put into a ritual right now because it's legal in their state. There's still a child everywhere, of every race, every religious preference, every blood type, everything. Are you picking apart shit that don't matter? Get your shit together.
Every season, every 3 months, you should do a 12-day detox. Every season, every 3 months, every 90 days, do it for at least 12 days. And the reason why I'm saying it is because the whole entire environment is toxic. Think about it. The food is toxic. The air is toxic. The water is toxic. These things we got on our heads right now, they plug EMF frequencies. My cell phone, which is in my pocket.
Yeah.
You go home, you lay down in your bed, and your head is next to wall outlets. Then you got a router and Wi-Fi hooked up. I unplug all that shit before I go to sleep because you are literally getting your electrical magnetic grid of your body hacked into. And we don't understand that these radio waves is permeating and shooting through our cells and changing the way our cells interact with other cells in our body. And this caused the coagulation of cells and blood. So a lot of people walking around with headaches and don't know where headaches coming from. A lot of people are walking around, especially women with fibroids, and don't know where these things is coming from. And it's actually coming from all the EMF frequency.
Why they don't want you to live off the land. Check this out.
Why did the U.S. government try to destroy the Native American culture?
It was because Native Americans did not need roads, did not need money, did not need schools, did not need hospitals, did not need technology. So they lived happily without needing to pay taxes and were free from control. Also the close-knit families and communities, and the deep spiritual interconnectedness with nature. Which means that the Native Americans are the antidote to the New World Order.
What's happening, man? It's your boy Papa Duck, and that what I just showed y'all is the exact reason why they don't want you living off the land. Who gonna buy these iPhones if we don't need no communication? We are all in one big tribe. How we supposed to live tribal? You know what I'm saying? Learning more about nature, living free. Who gonna buy these cars if we don't need roads? We don't need that transportation. Where the hell we going? We got everything right here. See, this is the problem, right? These people have created a whole new world wrapped around our consciousness to make us accustomed to things that they control. Think about what I'm saying. They control the cars. They control the way we buy houses instead of us building huts and building our own. They the one told us we need 4, 5 rooms, 6, 7 bathrooms, and
It seems like it's pretty dangerous these days to be a rapper.
Well, you know, when you rap about those things, you try to live that, you know, that way. And I try to told my son, I gave him the formula. He know the formula. He got it down packed now. And you know, once you understand the formula, and I was, you know, I lived it. I wanted to be a rapper just like him. I always, you know, encourage him not to, you know, rap those songs, you know, because one of his lyrics in his songs, he'll die in his Cuban links, you know. So I had to pull him to the side and say, listen, big dog, you know, that's a chant, and you don't want to stand on a stage and have a whole bunch of people chanting that to you, you know. die in your Cuban links. So you have to be particular when you get on these stages in front of these crowds about the song that you say, because they're chants and they can, you know, your words, people know you can bring things alive with your words. So
that's pretty dope that you really telling him that.
Yeah, you know they kids
as a
still.
dad, yeah.
And you know you have to grow with wisdom. You have to have that knowledge in order to, you know, make sure your son is going on the right path. And you know he gonna bump and do what he do, because steel sharpens steel, and you know we know they gonna be men and boys gonna be boys, but we always want to let them know.